Hello everybody, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking the new weapons in Chapter 2, or Retribution, just because, well, I don't know, they're nice weapons. I'm not going to waste you guys' time. We're going to start off with this table because it's easily the most boring, so let's get into it. There's no name for these tables. I think they have a name somewhere, but I don't know. So, our first weapon is the sap gloves. These sap gloves are basically just knives on your hands. Kinda got this chain around here, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but you could punch walkers and it takes them out pretty quick. Around 2 shots, maybe 3 if you, I don't know, kinda miss-hit them. Or you could just grab onto the walkers' heads and just stuff your fist into the face, which is pretty epic, pretty cool. But yeah, the normal sap gloves, the only bad thing about them is that, 1, they do take a bit of hits, but number 2, the biggest thing, the durability goes out really fast. Even with the Louisiana Kiss, the durability goes out pretty fast. So with that, I'm going to have to give this a very respectable B tier. Moving on. Our next weapon here, you may maybe think, is this? No, it's just a laser sight. There's no weapons on the normal table except down here. Down here we have the Le Boom, or the grenade launcher. I'm not going to buy it right now. Well, sure. Le Boom. Le Boom is very, very cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty epic, but there's not really a point to it. What I mean, the bow and arrow, or the compound bow from the first game, you were able to find explosive arrows, which are extremely overpowered as they are, but this is just an explosive arrow launcher. The only thing that is different from it is that once it hits the target, it does stick to them, but it doesn't cause damage, which may actually be considered a downgrade to the explosive arrows. I just don't know why they needed to make this. It's 1 grenade launcher round, which I don't know why, but it's whatever. It's very makeshift, which isn't bad, but I don't know who's making grenade launchers in The Walking Dead. I don't think there was ever one in the show. But anyways, it's just a pipe. It's just a pipe, and that's all you get from it. You want the t-shirt? That's pretty funny. But yeah, so how it works, you fire it. I don't really want to fire it now because I think there's a bullet in it, or a launcher round. You fire it, it sticks to the enemies, and it explodes, just like an explosive arrow. And then after that, you just pull this little slide thing forward. It says pull right there, which is pretty nice. Anyways, you pull it forward, and then you just put in another round, pull it back, and then it's ready to fire again. I like the design of it. It looks pretty cool, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I don't really understand why they couldn't just add in, you know, a military like grenade launcher, the one that has like a revolving 6 barrels, because that would have been epic. This is basically just that, except mega downgraded. It wasn't needed in the first place because the explosive arrow is literally better than it in almost every way. Seriously, I think it does the exact amount of damage. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I'm guessing it does the exact same amount of damage. The only thing that it does, which is more of a downgrade, is it sticks to enemies, which the arrows do too. If you just, you know, fire it into their leg or chest or something, and then it explodes. So it doesn't do any damage until it explodes, which makes sense for a grenade launcher round, but it doesn't make sense when I basically have a grenade launcher round on an arrow. So at the end of the day, it's very cool, but it's more of a story weapon, not really meant to be made, or not meant to be used as just a normal weapon. But it does its job fine. So with that, with it basically being useless as only a story weapon, I'm going to give it a I would put it in D, but I'm gonna give it C because, you know, it's kind of cool. Moving on. I will... Oh, yeah. Ooh, okay. There's a bit of retribution bug still. The Louisiana Kiss. Sorry, I was saying that wrong. It's just the better version of the sap gloves. I have them on right now. They go on and off pretty nicely. They take out zombies in around 2 hits each to the head. And the same thing, you can grab onto the head and just stuff your fist into their face and they will die. Goes on very easy. Same thing I assume for the sap gloves. Just put them on is bring them to your wrist and then go above your wrist in real life, and then it's just on. Pretty self-explanatory. But it works well. It does a bit of damage, but it doesn't have a whole lot of durability. But still, it is very cool and very satisfying. There's a few achievements for killing humans and walkers with these, or the sap gloves, sorry. But they are pretty epic. Not too much more to say. They're the better version of the sap gloves, better durability, and I think they kill faster, I'd assume at least. Sorry with that break. With all of that, with it just being better than these, I think I gave the sap gloves a B tier, so I'll give these an A tier. They're pretty nice. Not anything that I'd ever need, especially when, you know, I got a pistol, and I got a 4th and pain, and I got everything else, which I will go over later. But still, it's niche, but it's nice. I'll go over the grenade, why not? There's not really any weapons here anyways. The hand grenade. It is OP. I don't know why they didn't make this in the first game, but in the first game you had 3 types of explosives. You had the... I can't even name them. I just know the sticky bomb here. Proximity mine. You get the timed noisemaker bomb, which attracts walkers. Then you get like the nail bomb. Those bombs were okay, but they didn't have a timer on them, except for the noisemaker. But what if you just didn't want the noisemaker on it? It's basically what the grenade is, and it is insane. A new enemy in the game. I'm saying new. This game came out 2 years ago at this point, in 2025. But anyways, there's a new enemy named... It's either the Grenadier or the Grenadier. The Grenadier sounds a lot cooler, but it's obvious from the name. They just throw grenades as well as shooting people. I've been killed by them a lot, and they are very nice, and they are a big supplier of grenades if you just kill them a lot. Most of the time they drop them when they die. But yeah, something I like about it is you could pull the pin normally, but also you could bring it up to your teeth somehow, and you could just pull the pin and throw it. It's also, you could cook the grenade if you just let go and then grab real quick. You could cook it for a couple seconds. I think it takes around 5 seconds to blow up. But yeah, it's mega OP, but it's really nice and really useful for taking out eradicators as well. So with all that, I mean, I think that is an A tier. I mean, taking out all the eradicators and stuff is very useful. The only thing is that I don't really want to make them. The only time I ever get them is from Grenadiers. Moving on to something that is now newer, I think it was like patch 2 when this came in, is the Orphan. From what I could tell, what I can remember, the Orphan, this bow I think is from the Walking Dead Telltale games. I forgot the name of the character that has it, but I'm almost sure that it is. Or maybe it's from the Walking Dead show. There's also a lady in the show in... I can't remember. It's with the governor. The governor's like... couldn't. But it could be that too. I'm not sure. But let me just go get it. Take you guys a little trip down here. Here is the Orphan. It is the best bow in the game. Literally, there's nothing bad about it. Even comes with a laser sight included, which is epic, of course. The only thing bad about it is that, well, the weapon durability is frankly awful. After like 10 shots, you're down to like a third of the durability, or maybe 2/3. But yeah, that's the only bad thing about it. And honestly, it's an S tier. I'm just putting that up on screen right now. The Orphan is just a really good bow, and, well, the compound bow, which used to be the best bow, got an S tier, so I think it's deserved. Anyways, that's that table. Anyways, let's get started. The improved SMG. It's an SMG with a weird handle that I don't know who uses it, but it is very, very, very nice. It's an SMG. It shreds through pretty much everything. The only thing that it doesn't is eradicators, which might actually be the point of eradicators, is just so you don't, murder them like every other enemy with the SMGs. But it is very, very nice, but also outclassed later. It does not have great durability. I don't even know if you could put a laser sight on it. I know you can with this one, but I'm not sure about this one. I don't think you can actually put a laser sight on that, but I don't think you can. The bullet size is like 40. I think that's the same as this one. Let me just bring it out real quick. Yeah, it's 40. I think it's the same. It's pretty cool. The ammo type is the .308, I think. I don't know what I'm doing. It's the .380. But it is, I'm not going to say it's common, but it's not uncommon. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Durability is meh. Absolutely no accessories to put on it. So I'm going to put that in the C tier. Actually, no, it's a B tier, probably. It's not bad. Moving on to the worn sawed-off. I have never used, or if I have, it's like the first playthrough that I've ever done, the worn sawed-off. Because it's cool, but it destroys itself after like three reloads. That massively decreases its value just in general. Is it a good gun? It is. Is it a good gun after 3 shots? No, because it's not a gun, it's gone. I'm not actually sure about the 3 shots thing, but of course, it's a worn gun. It's like the worn, it's not called a worn, but it's the 308. It's mid. This is mid. Of course, it uses normal shotgun rounds, which is nice because they're very common in the tower. They're just, I guess, laying down shotgun rounds on the ground and just waiting for the tourists to come pick it up. But you get them quite often. I'm going to give it a C tier. If it just had better durability, of course, it'd be better in every way. Moving on, we got the chainsaw. Massive promotional material for the game. And I mean massive. I don't know why I'm going down here for this. It's a chainsaw. It is epic. It cuts through pretty much everything. The only thing it doesn't is maybe eradicators. I haven't tested it a whole lot, but it seems a little less effective on eradicators, but it shreds through everything else. You could cut off limbs, you could just cut through enemy's torso in any way, really. Cut off their head, semi-cut off their head in different ways. The bad thing about doing that is it causes weird glitches to happen with their bodies. But other than that, I mean, that is awesome. It is very cool and very loud. I'm going to put that away for now. But it's very cool. The only thing bad about these weapons, except for this one, the only thing bad about this next 2 weapons is that the ammo, or for this case, the fuel, uses phosphorus. Phosphorus is a pretty rare resource. I wouldn't call it rare, but you have to find it during the night. And if you're just going during the night for the exiles, you're gonna run into them a few at a time, maybe. I've gone through exile trade routes that literally have no phosphorus on the ground. And the worst part is that the phosphorus that you do find is not a lot. Like, you can find the bugs. I think the beetles have the most phosphorus with 3. But there's also, like, some bacteria, or I don't even know what it is. And then there's also a lot of bird heads, weirdly. But it's just a rare resource. That's the only bad thing about the chainsaw. And it's not an S tier because it's kind of broken, but it's good because it's broken. It's a little clunky sometimes and doesn't work against all enemies, which makes sense. So I'm going to give it a deserved A tier. Moving along, we have the Safari Rifle, or the Vera .416 Express, or, well, the Elephant Gun. Just get a little picture right here. The Elephant Gun. It is the best weapon ever introduced to Saints and Sinners. It is ridiculous. It looks pretty much identical, except for the outer greeveling to the bolt action. So you may think it's just another bolt action, except a little bit bigger round. No. This thing literally explodes walkers and humans. The best thing about it is it shreds through eradicators, which I've already mentioned, which usually are pretty difficult to kill, or at least annoying to kill because you have to bring out another big weapon like this, or the shotgun. But it's just insane. Body shots or anything, this thing is a one-shot kill no matter where you hit them. With the exception, I think, of maybe the Eradicator walkers. I think you have to hit them in the head, but other than that, it's, I mean, you're cooked. I mean, if I was a tower soldier and I saw the tourist bring out the elephant gun, I think I would just drop my gun. I would just give them all my materials. I would lead them to Mama. Because you're dying if you are seeing this as a tower soldier or reclaimed or axeman, whatever you want to think. But it's just insanely good. The only bad thing, 2 things that are bad about it. Again, phosphorus, it's a pretty rare resource to find. In the second part, you're not finding this ammo on the ground anywhere, from my knowledge. I'm on day almost, I think I'm on day like 28 or something right now on this playthrough. I've not encountered 1 bit of elephant round ammo, which when you think about it, makes sense. I think this gun in real life is rare enough, but to find just random ammo laying around, it doesn't make sense. So you're not going to find any. You're going to have to craft all of the ammo, craft everything about it. You may, every once in a while, find these out in the wild, but not really ever. But with all of that, with it literally being the thing Doomslayer is scared of, this is getting an S tier. No, S plus actually. I put the Fourth and Pain in S plus, I think. But no, this is S plus. Because it's just ridiculous. Next we have 2 more weapons. We have the Devil's Paintbrush, and we have the Chicago Way. Let's just go to the most boring one. The Chicago Way is just a less worn sawed-off. Not too much more to say. It lasts longer, it feels cooler, you are cooler when you're shooting it. You're just blowing holes through zombies one-handedly. A tier. Devil's Paintbrush. This one I could actually show. Well, I could show all of them, but I don't want to waste resources, honestly. Devil's Paintbrush. It is ridiculous. It is an Uzi with insane looking decals. Like, oh my god. It's an Uzi. You could put the silencer on it. I'm not sure if you could put a laser sight on it. Don't quote me on that. I'm not going to test it right now, honestly. But it is extremely nice. It just blows through all the zombies, and, well, they're dead. There's also an achievement for this, or the normal SMG. And it's extremely good, extremely cool. It's just an epic gun. Out of this entire thing, the what personally interests me is the chainsaw, elfin gun, and the devil's paintbrush. Really awesome gun. That is another S tier. Now, if you're seeing these, well, you are seeing these. This is the Fat Tuesday and the Blessing. It's just a 9mm and a reskin of the Chicago Way from the Payback Edition. Well, anyways, I think that is the video, guys. If you want any tips and tricks, anything, just leave me a comment and I'll respond always. And, well, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.